Namaskar, Jai Shri Krishna. Enunciating text 37 and text 38 of chapter 9, the passing away of Bhismadeva in the presence of Lord Krishna of first canto, creation of Srimad Bhagavatam. Text 37. Swanigamam pahaya mata pratitnya mrutam dhi kartum vapluto rathasthaha dhruta ratha charno abhya yacha chala the gura haririva hantu mi bham gatotta. Fulfilling my desire and sacrificing his own promise, he got down from the chariot, took up its wheel, and ran towards me hurriedly, just as a lion goes to kill an elephant. He even dropped his outer garment on the way. The battle of Kurukshetra was fought on military principles, but at the same time in a sporting spirit, like a friend's fight with another friend. Duryodhan criticized Bhismadeva, alleging that he was reluctant to kill Arjun because of paternal affection. A Kshatriya cannot tolerate insults on the principle of fighting. Bhismadeva therefore promised that the next day he would kill all 5 Pandavas with special weapons made for the purpose. Duryodhan was satisfied and he kept the arrows with him to be delivered the next day during the fight. By tricks, Arjun took the arrows from Duryodhan and Bhismadeva could understand that this was the trick of Lord Krishna. So he took a vow that the next day Krishna would have to take up weapons himself, otherwise his friend Arjun would die. In the next day's fighting, Bhismadeva fought so violently that both Arjun and Krishna were in trouble. Arjun was almost defeated. The situation was so tense that Arjun was about to be killed by Bhismadeva the very next moment. At that time, Lord Krishna wanted to please his devotee Bhishma by keeping Bhishma's promise, which was more important than his promise. Seemingly, he broke his own promise. He promised before the beginning of the battle of Kurukshetra that he would remain without weapons and would not use his strength for either of the parties. But to protect Arjun, he got down from the chariot, took up the wheel of the chariot and hurriedly rushed at Bhismadeva in an angry mood, as a lion goes to kill an elephant. He dropped his covering cloth on the way, and out of great anger he did not know that he had dropped it. Bhismadeva at once gave up his weapons and stood to be killed by Krishna, his beloved Lord. The fighting of the day was thus ended at that very moment and Arjun was saved. Of course, there was no possibility of Arjun's death because the Lord himself was on the chariot, but because Bhismadeva wanted to see Lord Krishna take up some weapon to save his friend, the Lord created this situation. For Arjun's imminent death, he stood before Bhismadeva to show him that his promise was fulfilled and that he had taken up the wheel. Text 38. Shitavi shikha hato vishirna damshaha shata japa ripaluta atataino me prasabhama bhisasara mada vadharatham sabhavtu me Bhagwan Gatir Mukundaha. May he, Lord Krishna, the personality of Godhead who awards salvation, be my ultimate destination. On the battlefield, he charged me as if angry because of the wounds dealt by my sharp arrows. His shield was scattered and his body was smeared with blood due to the wounds. The dealings of Lord Krishna and Bhismadeva on the battlefield of Kurukshetra are interesting because the activities of Lord Shri Krishna appear to be partial to Arjun and at enmity with Bhismadeva, but factually all this was especially meant to show special favor to Bhismadeva, a great devotee of the Lord. The astounding feature of such dealings is that a devotee can please the Lord by playing the part of an enemy. The Lord, being absolute, can accept service from his pure devotee even in the garb of an enemy. The Supreme Lord cannot have any enemy, nor can a so-called enemy harm him because he is Ajit or unconquerable. But still he takes pleasure when his pure devotee beats him like an enemy or rebukes him from a superior position, although no one can be superior to the Lord. These are some of the transcendental reciprocatory dealings of the devotee with the Lord. And those who have no information of pure devotional service cannot penetrate into the mystery of such dealings. Bhismadeva played the part of a valiant warrior, and he purposely pierced the body of the Lord so that to the common eyes it appeared that the Lord was wounded, but factually all this was to bewilder the non-devotees. The all-spiritual body cannot be wounded, and a devotee cannot become the enemy of the Lord. Had it been so, Bhismadeva would not have desired to have the very same Lord as the ultimate destination of his life. Had Bhismadeva been an enemy of the Lord, Lord Krishna could have annihilated him without even moving. There was no need to come before Bhismadeva with blood and wounds, but he did so because the warrior devotee wanted to see the transcendental beauty of the Lord decorated with wounds created by a pure devotee. This is the way of exchanging transcendental rasa or relations between the Lord and the servitor. By such dealings, both the Lord and the devotee become glorified in their respective positions. The Lord was so angry that Arjun checked him when he was moving towards Bhismadeva, but in spite of Arjun's checking, he proceeded towards Bhismadeva as a lover goes to a lover without caring for hindrances. Apparently, his determination was to kill Bhismadeva, but factually it was to please him as a great devotee of the Lord. The Lord is undoubtedly the deliverer of all conditioned souls. The impersonalists desire salvation from him, and he always awards them according to their aspiration, but here Bhismadeva aspires to see the Lord in his personal feature. All pure devotees aspire for this. Hare Krishna.